Hail, brave souls! If you're new to this grand saga of advanced HeroQuest adventures, heed my counsel. Seek out the tale of the hero's first expedition, a chronicle of valor etched in blood and fire. To all who hailed the debut of this series with likes, comments, and cries of triumph, your voices echo in my heart. I am Owen Staton, Bard of Battles, weaving this epic alongside the mighty Crown of Command. In the shadowed streets of the town, our heroes girded themselves anew. With gold won from their last foray, they forged their arsenal. Blades honed to razor's edge, armor gleaming like the dawn, before plunging into the abyss of the Orc Lair's second level. Time was their foe, and haste their ally. The heroes stormed forth, driven by a singular purpose, to wrest Ladril, the high elf Envoy, from the clutches of these savage orcs. Malriel, torchbearer of destiny, held aloft a blazing brand, its golden light a defiant spear against the dungeon's suffocating gloom. As they rounded a jagged bend, doorways loomed like the maws of forgotten tombs. Malriel, bold and unyielding, crossed the threshold of one, stepping into a chamber where a torture rack stood like a silent sentinel of cruelty. The air thickened with menace, orcish snarls rolled like the thunder, and the clangor of armoured boots heralded doom. From the shadows surged a patrol, a towering orc boss, his cleaver a crescent of death, flanked by two archers, their bows taut with malice. The ambush struck like lightning. The orc boss roared, his blade raking Helmet's flesh, drawing first blood, a single wound to mark the dwarf's defiance. From the doorway, the archers unleashed a storm of arrows, 3 shafts burying deep into Helmet's frame, his wounds now 4. With a war cry that shook the stones, they felled the orc boss in a whirlwind of steel, his body crumpling like a toppled idol. Gottri then turned as one, a trinity of vengeance. Axes sang, swords danced, and the archers perished in a crimson tide, their bodies hewn asunder by relentless fury. The patrol's demise was but a prelude. Throwing wide an adjoining door, the heroes plunged into the heart of an orc warband's lair, a crucible of chaos and slaughter. Malriel's elven sight pierced the murk, granting them the first strike in this clash of titans. His bowstrings sung a hymn of retribution, an arrow burying deep into the orc boss's chest. 2 wounds blooming like dark roses. Tomash, a tempest of steel, charged forth, his blade cleaving the beast for 3 more wounds, the orc's roars faltering under the onslaught. The orcs answered with feral glee, their crude blades clashing against dwarven might. Helmet, already blooded, took a 5th wound as a grinning brute battered his guard aside. Tomash pressed the attack, his sword striking true to the end. The orc boss died in a fountain of gore, then whirling to face the next foe. An orc lunged at Malriel, his sword a blur, but the elf danced aside, untouched by its clumsy rage. An orc's blow crashed into Tomash, 2 critical strikes that should have claimed his soul. Yet Ulrich, god of war, intervened, a fate point flaring like a divine shield to snatch him from death's grasp. Malriel, swift as a storm wind, found a chink in his foe's armour, his blade drawing 2 wounds in a spray of ichor. Helmet, his body a tapestry of pain, roared a defiance, his axe biting deep in for 2 more wounds. Gottry, silent and relentless, thrust his spear with lethal precision, impaling an orc beside Malriel, the beast's death cry echoing as it fell. The orc's tide wavered, yet one more struck Helmet anew, a blow that would have ended him were it not for the god's favour. A second fate point, burning brightly to defy his doom, his wounds still at 5. The dwarves, unbreakable as mountains, surged forward. Steel met flesh in a symphony of ruin, and the lair's defenders fell, their blood pooling the cold stone. From the battered chest, the heroes claimed their spoils. 100 gold crowns and a jewel, its facets glinting with a worth Helmet reckoned at 150 crowns. A treasure worthy of their valour. And from the lair's carnage, the heroes paused, only to hear a tumult echoing from the passage beyond. Tomash, now their vanguard, gripped his blade and led the charge, seeking to ambush the source. A ragged band of orcs and a wiry goblin champion stumbled into view, unprepared for the storm about to break upon them. The goblin, eyes wide with terror, turned tail to summon aid. The orcs lumbering after him towards a distant door. Tomash bellowed a challenge, his pursuit a thunderclap of intent. The heroes descended like avenging spirits, their blades a whirlwind that carved through the fleeing greenskins. In moments, the passage was silent, the foe reduced to lifeless husks, reinforcements silenced before they could cry alarm. Gottry, resolute, peered through the next door, his gaze seeking any sign of their quarry. Malriel's elven eyes caught a gleam of hope. There, amidst the filth, stood Ladril, bound and battered, surrounded by orcs and a hulking Fimir. The high elf spirit flared at the sight of salvation. As the enemy turned to face the hero's thunderous entry, Ladril seized his chance, wrenching open a chest to reclaim his birthright, a gleaming sword, leather armour, a spellbook, and a healing potion. Without hesitation, he struck, his blade grazing the Fimir for a single wound, igniting its wrath. Morgrat, the orc chieftain, retreated to nock his bow, his goblin lieutenant Zigrat mirroring him with a short bow poised for slaughter. The dwarves, blessed by Ulrich's wrath, tore into the orc Araboys with a tempest, maiming or slaying them in a heartbeat as they raced to Ladril's side. The Fimir, its cyclopean eye blazing with hate, it lashed out at Ladril, a near-fatal blow rending 2 wounds into his flesh. But the elf, fueled by desperation, thrust his sword upward, piercing the beast's jaw and felling it in a gush of black blood. Morgret, seeing the dwarf's armour as impregnable, loosed an arrow at Malriel instead, its barbed tip sinking into his shoulder for 2 wounds. The remaining orcs, maddened by rage, turned on Ladril, one landing a killing stroke. Yet his ancestors' grace shielded him, a fate point banishing death's shadow. The hero's fury was unstoppable. With a final clash of steel and will, they purged the lair of its last defenders. Ladril was free. From the chest they claimed 100 gold crowns, while the fallen yielded a healing potion from Ziggurat and a talisman of detection from Morgret, a relic pulsing with arcane power. Ascending from the dungeon's depths, the heroes delivered Ladril to safety, escorting him through Miedenheim to Altdorf's golden spires. Yet their triumph drew envy. A jealous lord of the city, coveting their fame, demanded tribute. Reluctantly, they surrendered the healing potion, their begrudging gift a bitter note in their victory. Ladril, restored to his kin, clasped their hand in gratitude, his eyes hinting at future crossings of fate. In Miedenheim, the heroes sought respite in the taverns, their gold flowing like rivers of ale. At the Hammer and Horn, amidst a raucous dwarf night, they met Killy Threkkerson, a red-haired, tattooed warrior whose laughter boomed like thunder. As the dwarves revelled, Malriel slipped away, vowing to rouse them at dawn. Thank you, champions, for joining this epic. Stay tuned for more advanced HeroQuest sagas with the Crown of Command. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Our next tale awaits. Hello, my friends. My name is Owen, and I do a lot of the voiceovers for these Crown of Command videos, including this one. If you enjoy what I do, why not follow my podcast, Time Between Times, which tells myths, legends, and ghost stories from all around the world. Or you could buy me a coffee at ko-fi.com/Owen Staton, or become a patron at patreon.com/Owen Staton 7. I'm also available for any voiceover work you might want doing. Go to welshstoryteller.com and get in touch. Diolch ffrindiau. Hwyl fawr.